Heyo!
Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NDC. Madhouse presents Temperature Rising live in the Brankers Life Fail House in Indianapolis, Indiana. We are a jam-packed crowd of 14,235 people in the arena tonight. And this is going to be a wild night of professional wrestling. We got Zoe Zamar taking on Tyler Savage in a death match, which is going to be a brutal, as we know, death matches can be. In execution defending their tag team titles against Jamel and T Money in a table slash and chairs match. Also, we got the Renegade title on the line. It is in a triple threat tables match. We'll also block the physical title against Demonic Nightmare and the former world champion Devastation.
Now, also, we got Sean Connors. Tonight, he takes on Evan Jones and puts his international title on the line. We also got Dane Battles Titan in what will be a fight between two technical geniuses. That match is going to definitely something is going to turn heads. And the main event tonight, we got Ruby Knight, who looks to capture something he's been wanting to have since he stepped through the Madhouse doors, and that's the World Heavyweight title. And by the way, just to let everyone know, tonight's attire for Ruby Knight is a Captain Marvel, but Pride Month style of colors is what he's going to be wearing in the ring tonight.
Yes,
But it's
sir.
but he's gonna have to rip from the right grip of Travis T to obtain it. This is gonna be one heck of a night, one heck of a show, and this is the 1 year anniversary of Madhouse, ladies and gentlemen, and we cannot wait for y'all to see what the night will bring. Let us head to the ring for the first bout.
Yep, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening match of this night. It is a triple threat match, and this has been one of the most talked about matches ever here in before the full card has announced. This match has been building up since Demonic Nightmare. Cost her a few matches. She's been had against Devastation, introducing him into this crisis through we have been their own issues dating back for some time now. It's a whole different ball game now after involving himself in her affairs. Allison cost the Mind Nightmare his match against Devastation. So it's not just a win over one of the other challengers, but a win over the champion. Devastation was added to this matchup because of this. The start of last week's show saw him with writing his own blood with demonic nightmares during the contract signing. Along with Allison, but put Nightmare through the table and held the contract enough to taking his head through to the ring to this match.
Introducing first one of the challenges from the depths of hell. Standing 5'9", weighing at 250 pounds, this is Demonic Nightmare! Now, introducing the other challenger from the mountains, standing 6'4", weighing at 285 pounds, this is Devastation!
Woo!
And introducing their opponent from Forest City Asylum, standing 5'1". She is the current and defending Renegade champion. This is Allison Black!
And here we go. The bell rings and the three competitors waste no time circling around, trying to see an opening, but soon as Devastation is standing in the head dead center of the ring, while the
Ooh.
other two seem torn between tagging each other of the big men. You can see first the Mod Diamond rushes Devastation, getting shoved away with ease. Then Allison
Ooh.
rushed towards him and on the side, but swatted away in just the same. Both of them landed on the same corner and seem to be thinking before they start striking at each other. Looks like there's a dislike of each other. There is stronger than the need to chop down Devastation, but as soon are broken up by Devastation joining the Seller sending them flying to separate corners, running first. Hitting Allison running with a running splash, then running a Dynamite Nightmare, landing with a big boot, and Dempsey stands tall. As both the opponents are laid out in the ring, both rolling out of ringside, gathering their bearings.
Both Demonic Nightmare and Allison are wrestling against the barrier on the opposite sides of the ring, as it looks like they are both are looking for something under the ring. Here we go, Lillian. They're already going under the ring for looking for things. But as we see, Devastation climbs out of the ring and runs around the corner, ramming Nightmare over. Oh, he basically did a Braun Strowman run over, looking like he's looking like a monster already. Not slowing at all through the rounds of the corners, looking to run over Allison, but she pulls the table out from under the ring, driving the table into his gut. Oh, Devastation doubled over, grasping for breath as she rams the table into him again, taking the big man off his feet before sliding in the ring, setting up the table as Nightmare gets to his feet and slides into the ring, immediately attacking Allison. The two brawling in the rings, Nightmare knocking Allison's head on the table, stunning her as he does it a couple of more times. It looks like he's pulling out his broken Matt Hardy style. I don't know, Lillian.
It looks like this would be a tough battle right here. Who's gonna get the upper hand with this big man?
That is true. Stunning her more, trying to roll onto the table, but Devastation pulls him from out of the ring and rams Nightmare back first into the barricade. He's got to be hurting on that. His back's got to be hurting all night with that feeling. Before Irish whipping it back into the ring, Allison rolling off the table, stomping Devastation's head as he climbs into the ring.
Go. It was like Demonic Nightmare sets up another table besides the first and joins in the assault on Devastation. Both seem to realize they need to take him out if they either want to win. They leave him leaving in half in the ring, and they turn their attention back on each other. Driving through, fighting to drive the other to the corner. Allison gets a lay out one of the tables as the Demonic Nightmare makes his way up to the top rope, but loses his balance long enough for Allison to jump from the tables to the turnbuckle, catching Demonic Nightmare with an elbow. But Devastation knocks her down to the apron. Allison barely catches her as Devastation climbs to the middle rope, setting up the Demonic Nightmare to be powerbomb to the table. But Allison leans over the ropes, pulling both opponents to the table, with both men breaking through one.
Oh, and your winner of this match, and still Renegade Champion, Allison Black. I mean, what a freaking wild start to this epic show. Allison put both men through a table. That is crazy. Can you believe that, Lillian?
It's absolute madness. I mean, this is a madhouse. What do you expect, AC? Let's keep this ball rolling. Next up, it is Evan versus Shaw for the international title.
I've been anticipating for this one, Lillian, since the Springtime Rumble. Shaw made a statement that night by tossing Jones over the top. Since then, this back and forth between these two have been off the charts. Two of the most intense and cunning men in the sport. They're both ruthless on the microphone and in the square circle. Let's see what they'll bring tonight. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Introducing first from Boulder City, Nevada, standing at 6'2", weighing 263 pounds. This is Sean Connors. Now here is the opponent from Kalamazoo, Michigan, standing at 6 foot, 244 pounds. He is the reigning, defending international champion, the wrestling god, Evan Jones.
Nice job. And here we go with this match right here. Evan and Connors look at one another with anger written in eyes in the lockup in the center of the ring. A highly intense lockup by the pair. Both men want the upper hand of the other. Shaw, being the larger of the two, only slightly uses that bit of height and strength to push Evan into the turnbuckles. But while still in the lockup, the referee tells them both to break it up. 1, 2, 3. They finally release and they go back into the middle of the ring.
Then both of them come back to the center, looking up again. Evan takes the reins of this match as he gets his arms around the waist of Shawn for a wrist lock. Solid grip of the waist of the challenger. But Shawn punches down on the hands of Evan, pushing it down, hoping to get free, but Evan is not letting go. Shawn is trying a different approach as his elbows the hands of Evan, getting free, applying his own waist lock. He attempts to lift Evan up, but Evan elbows him right in the face, causing Connors to lose his grip.
Ooh, I mean, we see Evan punches Shaw in the mouth, Lillian, gets him against the ropes, jabbing him in body shots. He whips him off the ropes, following him into the ropes with the knee to the gut. He whips Shaw off again, following him a second time and kneeling him in the gut. Evan then sends Connors down to the canvas with a side Russian leg sweep.
Oh, Evan goes the pin. 1, 2. Oh, no. Shawn kicks out in 1.5. Then Evan gets up Shawn to his feet, and he has a hard Irish whips him to the corner. Evan runs at Shawn with a clothesline, but Shawn gets his boots up in time. Evan takes a step back, and he shakes off the boot from Shawn. But Shawn runs out of the corner and nails Jones with a huge running boot. He gets Evan back up and launches go overhead with a fall away slam. Then Shawn goes for the pin. 1, 2. But 2. Evan kicks out. Shawn gets Evan up to his feet in rapid fire and right and left forearm shots to the face of the wrestling god. He boots Evan in the midsection. He may be going for one of his one-arm power bombs here. He called the Iron Sight. He picks Evan up, but Evan begins fighting and gets a hold of Shawn's leg, and Shawn clobbers him in the back, hoping to get to let go. Evan falls to his knee, and Shawn tries to pick Evan up again, but Evan overpowers Connors and back bodies drops him down.
Dang. As we see, Evan gets on top of Shaw and starts pummeling him, Lily, with devastating rights and hands to the face. He gets off Shaw, getting Shaw back up. Jones Irish rips him into the rope. Shaw comes off, and Evan has him up and slams him down with thunderous spine buster. Oh my God, he goes for the cover. 1, 2. Shaw kicks out at 2. With Shaw still down, Evan lifts his leg up, begins kicking at the leg. Evan is setting up for the figure 4 leg lock. Connors knows this as Evan spins, and as he gets it cinched in, Shaw kicks Jones in the backside that sends Evan to the outside. Shaw gets up. He gets out onto the apron. Evan stands to his feet. Shaw jumps off the apron, goes for an accidental elbow, but Evan catches him and belly-to-belly suplex Connors with the outer part of the announce table right in front of us. Evans throws Shaw inside of the ring this time, and he's successful in locking the figure 4 leg lock on. He's got to hold it tight, Lillian. The referee asks Shaw if he wants to give up, and the referee says no.
But then Evan presses more weight down on the leg muscle than Shaw, but Shaw tries breaking free of the figure 4, but he can't. He falls to the mat on the shoulder. The red counts 1, 2, but up to 2, and Connors got it. Connors is able to roll over to his belly and bursting the pressure on Evan. The ref asks Evan if he wants to give up. He tells him he's not giving up. Shaw's military claws to the bottom rope, and the referee almost has to pray the legs of both men to get the figure 4 leg up.
Both men get to their feet. They start slugging it out. Evan sucks Shaw with a left hand, Lillian. My God. Connors fired back at Evan with the right hand. Shaw goes for another right. Evan blocks it, connecting with the spinning back fist. Shaw is barely standing. Evan wraps his arms around the waist of Shaw. Evan lifts Shaw for a 1 German suplex. Keeps his grip. He lifts Shaw again, connecting with the second German, and then he goes for a third, wanting to complete the hat trick here, Lillian. My God. And those German suplex do not tickle, ladies and gentlemen. They do not tickle whatsoever. But Shaw back elbows him in the face. Connors pops up with the knee strike to the face and gets Evan in an Argentine back rack and connects with the reverse F5. He's Kristen knife point. He goes for the cover. One, two,
but
and no, Evan kicks out at two.
Now you see Shawn gets Evan up to his feet and he picks up Evan, going for the iron sight for jump, punches Shawn right in the head and getting down off his shoulder, but he picks up Shawn to connect the forever slam. He goes for 1, 2, 3, no, 2 and a half.
No. Wow.
Evan gets Shawn up one more time for another person, but Shawn slips out and nailing him with a pops up with a knee strike like he did earlier on. Oh. Then he gets Evan and plants him up with the iron sights. And here comes the pin.
He covers Evan. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! You're winner of the match and the new international champion, Shawn Connors.
Whoa! That was such an appreciation matchup, and it lived up to every bit of the hype of 5-star classic. Evan fought with all of his might and kept that title, but Shawn wanted to box with a wrestling god who was able to knock the god out. Both men deserve every bit of praise to get for this match.
You are right on out in the money with that one, Miss Turner. You're truly a thinking man's wrestling match at this. I'm proud to have able to witness this, and this was the only second freaking match. Imagine what else has come, but it's only going to get better. Ladies and gentlemen, next up is the tag team match. It is the TLC match, and it will be a doozy.
All right, here we go. Our third contest of the day is going to be something for sure. The tag team belts will be swinging high above the ring with everything on the line. Not just the titles, but bodies, well-beings, and careers, everything in between. This is all we got with the execution of Tag Team Advocate, somebody who became a brother to Team Money and Jamal. After having some of the best matches in this promotion I've ever seen against those two gentlemen, both Hangman and Butcher beat him savagely, and we haven't seen him since all of that occurred.
That was a very hellacious beatdown for sure. But ever since that went down, Team Money and Jamal have made it their mission to seek revenge and justification for their fallen brethren. Tonight's going to be more just a match. This is personal, and I'm legitimately afraid for what might happen between all four competitors.
Yes, that is true. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, we got the original combined weight of 556 pounds. The Hangman and the Butcher, the execution. Then we also got the Challenger's total combined weight of 470 pounds. This is Jamal and Team Money.
Here we go. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The ref rings the bell, and all four men are just staring at the belts hanging high above all of them right now. And as we say, now they just got laser focused on each other, Lillian. So here we go. Ladders and tables are surrounding the ring with chairs along the entrance ramp. The tag titles hung above the ring with both men looking at one another in the ring. The bell sounds with both teams exchanging rights and lefts to one another. Team Money getting the upper hand on the Butcher. Irish whipping into the corner with a dangerous clothesline.
Ooh, that's a nasty clothesline from Team Money.
Yeah, Hangman and Jamal waste no time fighting on the outside, Lillian. Both men are going for the chairs on the entrance ramp. Team Money rolls on the outside of the ring, looking underneath the ring. I don't know why.
Is that a wooden door? Did Team Money pull out a wooden door?
What the? Yes, it is a wooden door.
And now Jamal is choking the life out of Hangman with a steel chair out of ringside. Then here comes Hangman. Hangman kicks to the stomach of Jamal, throwing one of the steel chairs to the face of Jamal instead of the face inside the ring. Team Money has to set up the table with a wooden door on the top of the table. Butcher starts a series of on-fish drop kicks and uppercuts, taking Team Money's double towards the table.
Hangman starts to help Butcher, lifting Team Money up for a double chokeslam through the wooden door and table. The fans are in shock by the carnage in the ring. Jamal from the top rope lands a flying crossbody to Hangman and Butcher. Jamal sets up the ladder, starts to climb up it. Here he goes. And another side, what do we see here?
Then Hangman starts to climb the ladder. Then Hangman starts looking down a bit nervous, heavily staying on the ladder. Butcher catches Jamal on the ladder for an electric chair. From the ladder. Oh! Hangman with a steel chair, sending him off the ladder. On the other side of the ring, Jamal places a chair near the face of Butcher, going for the V trigger in the corner. But Hangman is gaining momentum and grabs Team Money and bashes his head into the ladder over and over again. Jamal tries surprising Hangman with a Superman punch out of nowhere, but Hangman moves out of the way, sending Jamal back first to the steel chair with two-handed chokeslam.
Ooh, Hangman sets up two ladders under the tag teams. Hangman revives Butcher, slowly starting to climb the ladder. Hangman, shaking up from the side of the ladder, starts climbing. Butcher starts yelling at Hangman to hurry up as Butcher is almost to the tag belts. Hangman looks over at Butcher, frustrated, yelling at him, and grabs the titles. Team Money grabs onto the ladder. Butcher is tipping the ladder, sending Butcher to the crashing through the table on the outside.
Oh, and Jamal climbed up the ladder, meeting the Hangman. Both men are fighting up the ladder, and Hangman goes to fit with Jamal for a superplex, and Jamal counters with a stunner off the top of the ladder.
Oh my God!
Starts climbing up the ladder and quickly coming up with the ladder. Jamal makes it to the top, grabbing the tag team championships.
My goodness. I said it'd be personal, and I wasn't wrong by the country mile. We have brand new tag team champions. This isn't justification for Advocate, but it's also a new day in the tag team division because nobody thought, given how imposing and vicious they are, that no one would try to pry those tag titles from execution. But someone did, and I cannot wait to see where this all will go from there.
It was something to behold, Mr. Killer. All of these will fought for few days. I know we have got to get some medical attention for Butcher laying on his shoulder through the table on the outside. We'll let you know if something soon we can. But now we have our next match. That is the death match between Tyler Savage and Zelzabar the Clown.
Holy Christ! Between the tables match and the TLC matchup that just occurred, I'm not sure if things could get any more wilder. But we are far from done, ladies and gentlemen. Far from done. Up next is a death match between not one, but two men that know one another very, very well. Their history dates back to a place where both men competed at the same time and left a mark in their battles. But ever since then, these two men have been waiting to get back into the ring with each other. Now, this will be their chance. Zelzabar comes out of nowhere 2 weeks ago, attacking both Tyler and Justin Steed in their match. We've heard that Justin is resting at home and watching this live. We hope you get back stronger, Justin. But Tyler Savage also went into the hospital after the attack. He and Justin suffered via a light tube. A light tube! But he said, screw the doctors. He wanted a match with the Clown, and it's the Clown's specialty, a death match. The other two matches were crazy. This one might get deadly. Might want to put the children to bed on this one, folks. It's going to be ugly.
Well, here we go, folks. Introducing first. This is Tyler Savage. This is Tyler Savage. Now here we are, his opponent from the Lost Circus, standing 6'3", 236 pounds. This is Zelzabar the Clown. So here we go. The referee calls for the bell, and we start the match. Zelzabar and Tyler start swinging out the gate with left and right hands to one another's faces, repeating the jabs with both of them. And Zelzabar knees Tyler in the gut, sending him into the
Ooh.
corner. He runs, and Tyler tries to run and splash, but Tyler gets out of the way. Then Zelzabar buckles Savage down for a clown roll up, but
One.
then
No.
Zelzabar kicks right out at one.
Salazar gets right up to his feet. Savage hits him in the face with some right hands, and he has him against the ropes. He tries to Irish whipping him off the ropes, but the clown displaying his strength over Tyler. He whips him out of the ring and on the arena floor. Tyler falls down to the outside. Salazar follows him. He pulls out a chair from under the ring. He nails Savage in the back with the chair. He tosses it in the ring. He gets a table, sliding into the ring. He begins looking for something else, but Tyler's up to his feet. He comes from behind the clown and drives him abdomen first into the apron, and then he Irish whips him into the steel steps.
And now we got Tyler looks underneath the ring and finds a table and sliding it into the ring. He gets a hold of some razor wire and he wraps it around his arm, and he goes over Zelzabar, who's starting to get up, and he rakes the wire across his back. And he does it again, and blood is starting to drip down the back of the clown. And Tyler turns him around, obviously wanting to escape across the body. But the clown kicks him in the gut, taking the wire from him. He puts the sharp edges of the head of Tyler. Then Zelzabar puts the wire around the head of Savage and DDTs him on the outside. And he rolls him back in the inside of the ring. He covers him for the 1, 2,
no!
Savage kicks out, and the blood is now coming from the skull off of Savage's head.
Salazar takes off the wire from Tyler's head and he gets him up, taking him to the corner, slamming his head on the top buckle. He digs his knuckles into the open wound of Tyler. He brings Savage out of the corner, putting him on his shoulders, but Tyler is able to elbow the side of the clown's head, getting free. He chop blocks the leg from under the larger man. He picks up the chair, nailing Zelzabar in his back with the chair. Tyler begins repeatedly driving the top of the chair onto the bloody back of the clown. He rolls him over, covering him. 1, 2, and no! The clown kicks out at 2. Tyler goes out to the outside, looking under the ring again. He pulls out a cheese grater. The cheese grater, that's a John Reagan specialty. And as well as barbed wire board. He slides him in the ring, and Zelzabar gets up to his feet. Tyler has the grater in his hand. He hits Zelzabar on the head with it, and he then rips the flesh of Zelzabar with the cheese grater. More blood coming along with some skin comes from the clown's back, Lillian.
Then Tyler picks up the table and takes that clown brought into the ring. He places it into the corner. He stands the clown to his feet. He takes him to the corner. And he puts Zelzabar against the table. Savage takes a couple steps backwards. He changes the full seam ahead, but Zelzabar quickly stops him in his throat, grabbing him by the throat. Turns him around, and Zelzabar chokeslams Tyler right through the concrete table. Then Zelzabar goes to the cover. 1, 2.
No!
2. Then Zelzabar goes back out, looking for underneath the ring. Once more, he found a black bag. God knows what could be in there. He also gets not 1, not 2, but 3 light tubes.
3 light tubes?
All of them into the ring. He gets inside. Savage uses the ropes to help him up. Zelzabar has a light tube in his head and smashes it into the gut of Savage. The dozens of light tubes filling up the ring like the blood is on the mat. He takes part of the broken tubes and starts to jab Tyler in the head with it.
Zelzabar picks up the other 2 light tubes and he brought into the ring. He puts him on the barbed wire board. He gets Savage up, suplex lifting him up, and he could be going for a version of a brainbuster, but he calls it brain dead. But Tyler, sensing it, what the clown might do, knees the clown on top of his skull, stunning the clown for a second. Tyler gets the barbed wire bat and hits Zelzbar in the gut.
Ooh.
He gets Zelzbar in a three-quarter facelock and plants him down onto the light tubes. When bored with the cutter, he covers Zelzbar. One, two, but no, Zelzbar kicks out at two.
Then Savage is with the black bag. He sees it and brought it in earlier on. He grabs it and opens the bag and throws it bag full of thumbtacks, shards, and glass out of the bag. Then Tyler, with his blood running down, with his face grinned ear to ear like a Cheshire cat, he gets Zelzbar up to his feet and boots him in the admin again. And then he tries to pile driver him, but Zelzbar backdrops him over the mat. And Zelzbar gets Tyler up, seemingly setting him up with a clown trick. But again, Tyler elbows Zelzbar's skull. He gets up with the bat again. And then he hits the clown with his family jewels.
Oh, the Savage that's gotta hurt.
Boots Zelzbar in the gut another time, and he connects it with the pile driver, all the tacks in the glass. And he goes for the pin. One, two.
No!
But Zelzbar kicks out at two.
Savage heads out of the ring, getting another wooden table, but he also pulls out of a bottle of a lighter fluid and matches. He slides the table along with the matches and fluid. He sets up the table and he lights the table on fire. He gets Zelzbar up to his feet, bringing him over a fire-laced table. He tries to placing the head of the clown on the fire, but Zelzbar stops a bloody back of Tyler. Zelzbar tries putting Tyler's head into the fire, but he stomps on the foot of the clown.
Oh, he even gets free. He picks up a chair and smacks Zelzbar in the head with it, but he doesn't go down. He hits him in the head one more time, but Zelzbar doesn't go down. He swings the third time. Zelzbar ducks it. Then he pushes the chair into the face of Tyler. And Tyler bounces off the ropes. And Tyler and Zelzbar catch him, spinning him around with a merry-go-round through the flaming table. And Zelzbar for the pin. One, two, three.
And your winner of the match, Zelzbar the Clown.
Jesus, I don't know what to say. All I think I can say is that that was a violent, brutal, nasty, probably match more than we thought it would be. We're shocked as you just to witness what got gone down, not just this match, but throughout the night so far. We still have two more matches to go. We see some medical attention for Tyler for coming to the ring. Hopefully he does not have a third-degree burns to his back. We'll keep you updated on his conditions, but we must move forward in the next match.
Now, before we go to the next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a commercial break real quick. Set your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Set your calendars. Monday, July 26th. We have our pay-per-view, Red, White, and Bruise.
Yes, that is going to be our July pay-per-view on the 24th of July.
The 26th.
26th of July. That's also a huge month for everyone because most of the roster, it's also their birthday month also. So basically, we'll have a huge celebration probably later on in the month of July. So we got a fun match coming up now that it is the semi-main event of the night. It is Dame versus Titan. Now, the next match about this is happening by the former world champion Dame facing up the Madman Titan. This all began with Titan took out a very good friend of Dame and Travis Lynn, who we have not seen since April.
Dang.
This has probably been making for 2 months now, and for those 2 months were verbally abused attacks. These men have not let up on one another. Tonight, gotta be no different. I'm expecting a world war with this one, folks.
You're not wrong there, Lillian. It's going to be an epic clash between two monsters of the ring. I've personally been waiting for this match, and I'm glad I get to call it live in the world to see and hear.
All
Now
right,
let's get to our ring announcer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, first from the Missouri State Mental Institution, standing 6 foot, weighing 200 pounds. This is the Mad Tyrant Titan. Then his opponent from Buffalo, New York, standing at 5'8", weighing 185 pounds. This is Dane.
Referee signals for the bell, and Dame charges at Mad Titan, almost knocking him out of the ring with a European uppercut. Shades of Cesaro right there, Lillian.
Oof.
Dame props him up in the corner, beginning to hit him with lefts and rights to the body, reportedly punching the body, and he snaps him out of the corner, and he nails Titan in the head with a shining wizard right away.
Oh,
Dame goes for the pin. One, two, no! Before a full 2 count, Titan gets his shoulder up.
Dame gets Titan up to his feet, blasting him with right hands to the face as Titan against the ropes. He iron whips Titan off of the ropes, but Titan reverses the Irish whip. Dame goes to the ropes, and Titan getting him up, hitting a reverse atomic drop. Titan then hits Dame in the face with a roaring elbow strikes. He gets on a full Nelson and plays Dame on his neck in the upper back area with a dragon suplex with a bridge. And here comes the 1 and the 2.
No!
1.5. Titan gets Dame to his feet again, takes Dame to the corner. He slams his head onto the turnbuckle. One more time, he slams it again for a second time. He goes for a third, but Dame put his foot on the middle of the buckle, blocking it. He slams Titan's head on the buckle, and he gets Titan up to his shoulder. He sends him into the buckles once again, face first to Crash Thunder Buster, Shades of Justin Thunder Liger.
Titan faces bounces off the turnbuckle. He falls to the mat. Dame grabs the right arm of Titan. He starts jamming his knee over and over again, possibly softening up for an armbar. He instantly tries for Fijuana armbar, but Titan senses it and gets his foot on the bottom rope in the nick of time before Dame can clinch it in. Dame gets Titan up to his feet. He Irish rips Titan into the ropes. However, Titan holds onto the ropes. Dame heads for Titan, but Titan sends him over the ropes onto the apron. Dame goes for a punch, but Titan blocks it, connecting with a forearm shiver to the face of Dame. Dame's still on the apron. Titan steps up through the middle rope. He slaps on front chancery headlock and DDTs Dame on the apron. Dame falls to the outside. Titan gets him up, rolls him inside. He goes cover him. 1, 2, but no! But Dame kicks out at 2.
They see Titan stomps hard on the back and proceeds to launch the Campbell clutch, bending the arms and back across his knees, pulling the back of the head and chin. The ref asks Dame he wants to give up. He tells the ref no. Titans continues further reflect the pain by pulling back a bit more on the hold. But Dane begins to fight through the manage. But he manages to use both of his fists, punching the sides of Titan's legs. Slowly, he's getting the Mad One to break, but Titan still has it on him slowly, getting the Mad One to break, but then Dame's starting to rise to his feet. He eventually does, and he rams back of Titan to the turnbuckles, banging free of Titan's clutches.
Dame gets himself together. The Titan staring in the corner after having the air knocked out of his lungs from his back, going in the corner. Dame, much like earlier on, running, concerned, European uppercut. He brings Titan out of the corner and takes him down with the flying armbar. The same right arm that was kneeing before he starts to stretch. He pulls it out. He pulls on it, maybe trying to rip it off. But the referee asks Titan if he wants to give up, and he says, hell no. Dame keeps the armbar with all he has, but Titan switches things on into his favor by turning over his side, having the soldiers of Dame down even with the armbar still locked in, rolling Dame up. Rough counts. One,
One,
two, but no, Dame kicks out at two.
Dame stands right up along with Titan. He decks him with a stiff forearm shot to the face, but he gets a hammerhand lock on him, trying to go for the hammerlock single arm DDT, knowing as the divorce core, but Titan gets out of it instead of getting Dame into a modified headlock and driving him head downward into the calf as a headlock driver. He goes for the cover. One, two, but no! Titan gets Dame to his feet, picking him up, trying for air raid clash net breaker, but Dame lashes onto the right arm of Titan and traps the left, getting Titan down for the Sugarfish pinning combination. Then 1, 2, the Titan kicks out again.
Ooh.
But Dame ain't letting go, replaying the armbar, stretching out on the arm of Titan even more, struggling to the ropes, inching to clear the way. Dame's not letting up on this one. Ref asks Titan if he wants to submit. He looks at the ref and says, "Screw you, referee."
Titan continues trying to get closer to the bottom of the rope, and when it seems he will tap out, he's able to reach the bottom rope. Dame quickly gets Titan up, putting him onto his shoulders for the fireman's carry. He plants him with a Death Valley driver, but Dame does not release Titan. He gets back up with hits him with another variation of Death Valley driver, this time cradling the head and the leg for a pin. 1, 2, but no! Titan kicks out at 2. Dame picks Titan up again, booting him in the gut. He double unhooks Titan's arms. He could be going for the boss, but which is a pedigree. But Titan wiggles out of the way of it. He managed to get Dame up again, and he successfully lands in the air. Raid crash net breaker. Titan covers Dame. 1, 2, but no! The former world champion kicks out at 2.
But Dame. Titan gets Dame up to his feet. He butterflies the arms. He tried to exit the bullet, but he cannot get it all the way on him with his bad right arm. Dame gets free from it, trying for the boss again. Titan wiggles the way through the gate, and he tries to punch his Dame, but misses. Dame ducks it and gets behind, and Titan looks through the attempts to secure his arms for the German suplex. Titan brings the referee forward, clutching his shirt with the ref. The Titan low blows Dame.
What a low blow.
Titan butterflies the arm of Dame and draws him with a twisted version of Fight the Bullet. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the Mad Tyrant Titan.
I wouldn't expect anything less from that dastardly Titan. Dame seemed to have this one in the bag, Lillian. But no, he had Titan's number.
But yeah, he really did seem to have his number, but Dame came prepared, tried to outmatch Titan, but it appears the Mad One has to pick up the trick up his sleeve. Well, our next match is the main event. Let's see if Dame's money Travis T can keep his hands on the championship.
After all this insane night that's been tonight, we've come to what many people call potentially match of the year. For the longest time, Ruby's been scratching and clawing his way all up the mountain top. And he's reached it. Winning Springtime Rumble was something that I don't think anyone could have expected to see. Given he went through a grueling match with Allison Black early on in the show, but he fought like hell and paved his own way, his own road down to now.
Well, yeah, that is true. That Ruby has been determined as a worker and fighter, but the man he's facing tonight is a world champion of Madhouse. He traveled all around the world, winning titles, had more accomplished than Ruby ever had. Now, I'm not going to cross over the fact that Travis and Dame Half-Time Mac at one time did let me out a drive. and fend for myself when we're all supposed to be a unit. With me trying to be with their manager, but that's the past. Doesn't take away the fact that Travi is a great champion. He and Ruby will have amazing match. Also, we are want to welcome for this final match of the night for our good body.
He's not calling the number. I think we were supposed to have a guest commentary tonight, but for some reason he was not be able to make it. We were supposed to have Davey Davis come here, but something did happen. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight Zelzabar is the special guest enforcer for tonight's match. He will be watching ringside to see if anything happens, and will oversee. If something happens to the ref, goes down, Zelzabar will become head official. And I and many others have to think, with their history, if something happens to the ref, this match will fall in the favor of the world champion. Let's take it to the ring announcer.
All right, here we go. Coming in first, the challenger from Louisville, Kentucky, standing at 6'2", weighing 187 pounds. This is the flawless one, Ruby Knight.
Okay, Ruby Knight.
Then introducing his opponent from Columbus, Ohio, weighing 5'9", 210 pounds. He is the current reigning, defending Madhouse champion, the Primetime Travi T.
Keep going.
Here we go. The ref calls for the bell, and our main event's underway. Travi, and here we go. See Travi and he can't talk.
It's okay.
Travi and Ruby staring down one another. They both come to the center of the ring. Both and apply a collar to elbow tie up, and each man looking for the advantage over the other. The early ongoing of the match, Travi is able to turn the collar and the elbow into a top wrist lock. He begins twisting the left wrist of Ruby, yanking on the arm. Then Ruby able to front row through. He goes to the sweeping the leg of Travi, but Travi sweeps the leg of Ruby from under him, getting him down to the canvas with a grounded wrist lock again. He pressed down on the wrist of Ruby, but Ruby gets to his foot on the ropes. The referee try to break the hold.
Both athletes get back up to their feet. They go for another collar elbow tie, but Travi kicks Ruby in the gut, Irish whipping him into the ropes. Ruby comes off the ropes. Travi leans down, but maybe trying to launch Ruby over with back body drop. But Ruby leans over Travi with a sunset flip, tries sending him forward for a pin. But Travi isn't going down. He's fighting through. But Ruby gets his leg up, and he kicks Travi in the back. Travi falls down. Ruby getting on his shoulders. Travi down. 1, 2, but no! Travi kicks out at 1. Travi stands back up to his feet. He swings for the Ruby, but Ruby ducks the punch, and he connects with the thrust kick to the chest, then a super kick to the face. Woo! He climbs up to the second rope and dives off, getting a head scissors on Travi, hoping to take him over with a hurricanrana. But Travi holds on.
You can see Travi holds Ruby's legs, hosting him up, throwing him into the turnbuckles. Travi gets his arms around the body of Ruby, and he connects with another live suplex. Doesn't bridge back, but he keeps hold of Ruby, and he rolls backwards and hits the second Northern Light suplex on the challenger. But this time, bridging back for 1, 2, but Ruby kicks out. Then Travi gets to his feet, gets Ruby to his feet, takes him to the corner. He slams his head on the top turnbuckle. The position him of the side of the corner. He starts chopping the chest of Ruby, lighting it up, and Ruby gets his foot, putting him in the corner. He himself starts chopping Travi, making his chest turn to a beaten red. Ruby takes a few steps back and he runs at Travi, but Travi catches him stepping out of the corner into a belly-to-belly suplex into the corner.
Travi drags Ruby to the middle of the ring. It appears that he's trying to apply a sharpshooter, but Ruby grabs Travi, crowding him for a pin. 1, 2, but Travi kicks out at 2. Travi quickly rises up to his feet. He Irish rips Ruby into the ropes. When he bounces off the ropes, Travi presses Ruby in the air, but Ruby mid-flight drops kick Travi goes down to the mat. Ruby sits Travi up and he shoots him in the back, then runs off the ropes with the Zack Sabre Jr. like penalty kick. Ruby then springboard off the middle of the middle rope and into a corkscrew moonsault. 1, 2, but no, Travi kicks out at 2.
Ooh.
Good.
Travi clicks up to his feet with iron to Ruby into the ropes and he bounces off the ropes. Travi pushes Ruby mid-high drop kicks. Then he took shoot kicks in the back, then runs off the ring like Zack Sabre Jr. like penalty kicks and Ruby sleeps. Oh, okay, there we are. My bad. Ruby picks off Travi off the mat. He locks on the front. Channing seems to be getting a bit up for Ruby with a Ruby T, a front lip DDT. He goes to let it up, but Travi counters it, tossing him off. Ruby lands on his feet. Travi stuns with Ruby with a super kick to the face, but only wobbly legs. Travi charges him with one running Bazooty knee straight to the face, and Travi covers Ruby for the 1, 2, but 2. The challenger kicks out, and Travi grabs hold of the right leg of Ruby. He kicks in the inner leg of the Faultless One. He spins around, sitting down, kicking the left leg out of Ruby. He crosses the legs of Ruby around his legs, tugging the knee of Ruby, and Travi fully locked on the Indian Deathlock. He applies the pressure of the left knee of Ruby by pushing it as far as back as his foot can. The referee asks Ruby he wants to give up, but Ruby yells no. Travi pulls himself up a bit more to apply more pressure to the knee.
Ruby retires sitting up, but he falls to the mat with one shoulders down. 1, 2, but Ruby kicks out at 2. The referee asks if he wants to give up. Again, he yells no. With everything on, Ruby uses his hands to crawl back into the ropes, inching ever so close. He finally reaches the ropes, and the referee asks Travi to break the hole. He doesn't. The ref counts 1, 2, 3, 4. Travi breaks the hole and looks at the ref, and he says,
"I have up to 5." Then Travi gets Ruby up to his feet, showing to him the arena floor. Follows him outside. Travi picks up Ruby off the floor, kicking him in the stomach. He tried to powerbomb him on the apron, lifting him high up. Ruby makes his way out of the powerbomb, laying on his feet again behind Travi. Travi turns around, but Ruby drops.
Keep going.
Good thing you have to do the butt. What? Yeah, it was. Dang it, you made Ruby heads to the ring. Travi begins shaking off the announce table. The Ruby runs full head of steam off the ropes, driving over the ropes, doing a somersault dive off the outside. He and Travi gets up, rolling into him to the ring. Ruby gets into the ring, handspring off the ropes, backflipping into the elbow drop, and he calls the nightfall. Here comes Ruby. 1, 2, but no. Out by Ruby.
Ruby goes to the corner and he waits for Travi to get up. Once Travi does, he brum rushes with the spear. Crowd is going wild, ladies and gentlemen. If you can hear him, Ruby gets on the apron. He climbs up to the top. He goes for a shooting star press. But as he comes down, Travi gets his knee up, and they go into the abdomen of Ruby Knight. Travi gets Ruby up off of the canvas, putting him on his shoulders, and connects with the cancellation. It's a rolling fireman's carry slam. He goes for the cover on Ruby. 1, 2, 3. No! Ruby gets his shoulder with 2.5. Travis gets Ruby up, sending him into the corner. He sprints towards Ruby, leaping up, looking for that Stinger splash, but Ruby moves out of the way. Travis hits the top turnbuckle. Ruby pops up and hits a reverse Hurricanrana, spiking Travis head on the ground. Holy God! What a thud that made! The city of Indy heard that.
We see Ruby. Ruby in shock. He cannot believe this. He tries to wake up the referee.
Way past it. Ruby steps out of onto the apron. He jumps off the top rope, connecting with the springboard 450 splash. He goes for a cover on the world champion. 1, 2, 3. No, Travis kicks out at 2.5.
Ruby gets Travis up, ripping him into the corner. Goes straight at Travis, attempting a corner handspring back elbow, but Travis grabs the referee, but actually hits the ref with the elbow. Ruby's in shock, cannot believe this. He tries to wake up the referee, but Travis comes from behind, getting on a waist lock on, lifting him up and dropping the German suplex. Keeping his hand light on Ruby, Travis goes for the second German. Ruby flips over, hitting Travis on the jaw with a night-night spring high tornado kick. Ruby locks Travis in another front chancery, and this time it hits the Ruby T.
As he goes for the pin, but the ref is down. The crowd, you hear the crowd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The ref is still down. The Ruby goes to try to find a way to revive the referee once more. Travis gets up to his feet and he turns the Ruby around and nails the Driller. Single knee face baker.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt right there. Ruby falls to the May. Travis also falls out of pure exhaustion. You hear the crowd. This is awesome. Titan comes out of the ring, chair in hand.
Can you believe this fucking match?
Jesus, my friend. Jesus. This match is awesome.
Now we just see Titan. What did this devious man is planning right now? Titan,
I don't know. What is he planning?
Titan looks to hit Travis with a chair it looks like he's going to get hit Travis with the chair, but the special force of Zelsberg gets into the ring. Titan tosses the chair to the side and he heads out of the ring. Travis begins rising up to his feet. He looks at Zelzabar. Zelzabar looks back at him and he smiles as Zelzabar pulls a railroad spike out of his trench coat pocket and blasts it with the skull on Travis.
Zelzabar, you freaking moron! You bastard! You son of a bitch! I can't believe you do this to your best friend! What the hell?
What's going on? What's going on, Davey? What's going on here?
I didn't think this would happen. I thought they were friends.
I thought so too.
But Zelzabar get out of the ring. He heads on the ramp as Ruby crawls and he drapes one arm over it and the ref comes to the ring.
No, this can't end. No.
2,
3. Oh my God. And your winner and new Madhouse World Heavyweight Champion, Ruby Knight. Good God Almighty. Okay, first off, what an absolute war. A battle for the ages with this contest. What are your thoughts, Lillian?
I'm in the same boat. It was like no other definitely real true match. Definitely a real true match here. A match of the year candidate. Have you got anything to say there, Davey?
I mean, it's... I shouldn't be shocked because this is Zelzabar, after all. But him and Travis have been friends for a long time, for years. They got in this sport together. I thought they had rekindled their relationship. I thought that they were going to be friends forever. I mean, both Dame and Travis welcomed him into gold standard again. For him to do this. For him to freaking do this. I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
I'm
sorry,
shock.
I'm at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen.
Davey, I'm shocked myself, man. I'm shocked myself. This is crazy.
I know, man.
Lillian,
Lillian, can you close us out?
What do
I have
I
to get out of here.
do now? Know that this is for us here in Madhouse with Temperature Rising. We'd love to thank you all. Watch this amazing night of action. We truly have a lot to look forward coming weeks and months. Good night, everyone.
good night, ladies and gentlemen.